Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We're back here on Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you're one of the many people who did celebrate Christmas this year, I genuinely hope that you guys ended up getting the gifts that you wanted, but also I hope you guys are enjoying the quality time that you have been able to spend with your loved ones. If you guys are curious, I did end up getting some gifts, although the only person that did end up getting me a Christmas gift was my stepdad. As I mentioned, I really don't celebrate Christmas as it's just another day in the year, but if somebody ends up getting me a gift, I'm gonna see what they got me and I'm gonna thank them for it. Although I do want to show you one that I thought was pretty hilarious. So if you guys know, I've been posting a lot of Spider-Man content on my channel ever since I started doing YouTube. Well, I guess my stepdad has been aware of it, cause he got me a Spider-Man t-shirt. And then you look at the back. It's dope. I really like it. I really do. I even gave him my thanks. There's the front, and there's the back. I love it, dude. I really love it. I can't wait to wear this. If some of y'all ended up getting some really nice gifts, let me know in the comments down below. I want to know what y'all got that was really freaking cool. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about Insomniac because if you guys recall, Insomniac, they ended up getting hacked last week to where a bunch of confidential material in regards to upcoming projects that they are working on ended up getting revealed to the public. Now, it's been rumored that Insomniac was going to be developing a multiplayer type video game that was centered around Spider-Man, and it was essentially going to be their take on the Spider-Verse. They were going to deliver their take on the Spider-Verse, which had a lot of people excited if you ask me. But it wasn't until a couple of days ago where we ended up getting information that kind of left a lot of people disappointed. So this tweet from Culture Crave, they said that Insomniac's multiplayer Spider-Man game is confirmed to be cancelled. It was billed as Spider-Man meets GTA Online. This was an article that was posted by Jason Schreier 4 days ago. For those who do not know who Jason Schreier is, he's one of the most well-known writers in the entertainment industry. He has covered various types of media and more specifically video games. He has covered talking points in regards to specific video games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, and now Spider-Man. For fans and observers, some of the circulating information about sales and budgets have offered a rare inside look at an opaque industry, but many of the documents that have spread online thanks to the leak were old and may no longer be accurate, such as pitches for a multiplayer Spider-Man game that was actually cancelled a long time ago, according to people familiar with the company's plans. This is another article that was published by Game Rant, where they also covered the topic as well. Spider-Man multiplayer game is reportedly cancelled. The huge data leak at Insomniac Games in the wake of Marvel Spider-Man 2's release has seemingly revealed the existence of a Spider-Man multiplayer game, which has since been cancelled. While Insomniac issued a statement on the data leak a few days back, it never acknowledged the existence of the multiplayer Spider-Man title. As reported by Jason Schreier at Bloomberg, a multiplayer Spider-Man title was leaked to be in the works at Insomniac Games at some point over the past few years under the title Spider-Man: The Great Web. The report claims that the game, which would have seen players fight crime across New York with fellow Spider people, was cancelled by the studio a long time ago, indicating that many of the other claims from the leaked data may not be entirely accurate as plans change over the years. Its original intended release date wasn't clarified by the report, so it isn't clear whether Spider-Man: The Great Web was supposed to be released before or after Marvel Spider-Man 2. So it looks as if we might not end up getting a multiplayer game centered around Spider-Man in the foreseeable future. Now for me personally, I think it would have been really cool if we had gotten a multiplayer type game from Insomniac, especially when it's centered around Spider-Man. Just the idea of being able to traverse New York City with 5 to 10 other players in the lobby as you guys take on crimes and do missions together around the open world, I think that would have been a really cool concept for them to tackle. While the idea of a multiplayer type game from Insomniac centered around Spider-Man would be cool on paper, At the same time, you also have to look at it like how we looked at Naughty Dog's situation and them developing The Last of Us Online. Like, if you look at Insomniac's track record as a company, they have always stuck with developing high-quality single-player experiences. Very rarely do they develop a multiplayer component for a video game. As a matter of fact, the last time I could remember them developing a multiplayer component for a video game was Ratchet Deadlocked on the PlayStation 2. You have to look at this in the way that we looked at Naughty Dog's situation when they were trying to develop The Last of Us Online. In Naughty Dog's situation, when you look at the amount of resources that they needed to acquire in order to manage a live service like The Last of Us Online, they realized that it was going to take away from them developing other single-player experiences that they had in the pipeline. And as a result, they decided to stick to what made them special and continue to deliver single-player experiences that would captivate us, the players. So if you ask me, I think Insomniac would have done the same thing had they considered developing a live service. Plus, I wouldn't want Insomniac to have to fall into that rabbit hole where they develop a live service that they know is not going to be manageable for the next few years, and they end up having no choice but to cancel it altogether. It would have left us, the consumer, very, very upset over how it's being managed. That's why I think it's best for Insomniac to just stick to what makes them special and just continue developing high-quality single-player experiences, especially since they are still currently working on Marvel's Wolverine as we speak. Hell, even if their multiplayer game wasn't actually in the works to begin with, at the same time, if they were to develop it, I think it would be cool to be able to experience on paper, but at the same time, they would also have to think about just how much of studio resources they would have and whether or not it would be enough for them to manage in the long term. If you ask me, I think Insomniac would have went about it the same way that Naughty Dog did with their online component in The Last of Us Online, but Insomniac would have had a different approach as to how they would have handled it. But I want to know from you guys, what do you make of the news surrounding Insomniac's multiplayer game somewhat being in the works, but at the same time it ended up getting cancelled shortly after? Were you excited at the prospect of a multiplayer game centered around Spider-Man, or did you not have any faith that it was going to get off the ground to begin with? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know what you guys have to say. But anyways, guys, I want to thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can be notified of when I have uploaded my newest video. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.